Hey YouTube, Sean, Less Lethal for Dummies, T9.1. Had this one for a while. It was set up for HBA. I've just recently put it back to CO2 and I bastardized it a little bit. So before we get going, this is untested. This has a stainless steel Z-Ram air chamber in it with a VKS bolt, and I'm using a Home Defense 24 silicone bumper that was designed for the M17. It was a bit of a squeeze to get in here, but if you saw my post, it did sit nicely once I kind of fiddled with the chamber a little bit and actually used the cap to set the depth properly. The bolt and chamber are gonna work. That's not the issue here. What I'm concerned about is that bumper. As I said, it wasn't designed for this. It's a little bit fatter. And in my experience, in my FSC, I run Milsig or Vulcan M17 bolt bumpers instead of the First Strike, the little clear jobbies that are in these guys normally. I run 2 of them. But if I run 3, the bolt does not cycle back far enough to catch the sear and it just goes into auto fire. So I don't know, will the silicone bumper, it's borderline too fat, but that's what we're here to test. I'm using the factory bolt spring in this guy. And the factory, I think this is an 8-inch, let's see. This is a factory 8-inch, yeah. Factory 8-inch Tiberius 9.1 barrel. I measured this guy with my micrometer and it appears to be a 686 or 6. What is going on here? 686 or 687. It's around there. In this case, I can't use printed detents with this factory barrel for some reason. The channel is actually a little bit smaller, so I'm using the regular old rubber First Strike detents. I don't know how well that's going to work. But I suspect it will work good because I am using John Wixon flat follower in a old aluminum mag, 12 gram Crossman, 7.8 gram HP 68 from Grimberg. So, without further ado, keep my fingers crossed. I put that O-ring on the right, the solid O-ring on the right hole on the regulator. So let's see what happens. It's been a while since I twisted a CO2. Ha! The O-ring's on the right one, and man, that was a quick pierce. Now that I've gone back to CO2, I don't know if you guys remember my Umarex retrofit where I got the puncture tube into the FSC mag. Unfortunately, the FSC mag won't fit in this because the grip is actually longer. We've begun to lose air. Talking too long. It's actually coming out. This back hole. Well, one other thing, I'm gonna shoot it anyways. Is the regulator, this regulator is intact, it's not bypassed. And I have no idea what it's set at. It appears to be maybe 1 turn from max, but normally I count them a different method. This one I kind of just hee-hawed it. Is that even a word? Nope. Oh, let's see what it does. Now that it leaked probably most of the CO2 out. That's a hot shot, 356. The leak stopped, so either I'm out of CO2 or that O-ring just probably needed a seat in there. I pushed it in and kind of worked it around. Maybe it didn't seat properly. So, might have to redo this test. 330. Bolt bumper's working. Bolt's locking up. .302. And she's dying pretty quick now. 262. And I suspect that's from the loss of air. 238. I wouldn't even bother crawling the rest. Let's just fire them off. Well, those last ones were kind of comical, but it did shoot them all. No hang-ups. So I guess that means we're moving on to the next test, which is going to be, you'll have to stay tuned to find out, but I promise we'll get some solid numbers on a leak-free CO2 in the follow-up videos here. So see you on the next one.